Hey, thanks for coming back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hopefully you like this video. If you do, subscribe, share, and join me on my social media. You can find me sensible_gunner on Twitter and Instagram. Today I am going to talk about the goalkeepers. As we are already into the season, I'm going to do a quick review of the squad, strengths, weaknesses by unit. So this video is about the goalkeepers. Let's get into it. Okay, as we know, Leno is our number one goalkeeper, and over the years has done a good job of kind of saving us. It tends to get forgotten about, especially because Martinez came in and had a 9-game spell, 9 league games where he did a very good job. Can't take that away from him. But prior to that, Leno had been, quite consistent for about 18 months. He is our only strong goalkeeper, to be perfectly honest. And so there's a real worry at the moment about him getting injured or getting sick. Rumor has it Aubameyang and Lacazette are sick. Whether it's true or not, don't know. But if that spreads through the group, that could be trouble, especially if Leno catches it. We desperately need to find somebody that will challenge him, because I do think, competition is always healthy. But then we need someone that's going to be able to step into his place. Leno's taken lots of criticism, but last season he was the 4th best in the league. If you look at his performance against the expected goals against him. So while there's a lot of criticism that's gone about him for his passing out of the back, for his relaxed attitude to who he gives the ball to him playing too slowly at times, and he made an error. I can remember one against West Ham. His actual overall performance was actually one of the best in the league. The big worry that we have about Leno is his ability to play out from the back. As I mentioned, he tends to make the wrong decisions, I believe, in playing into the midfielders when they're under a lot of pressure. And even when he does that, he doesn't kind of make a quick angle to get the ball back from them so that he can then look to break lines, look to play wide, look to try to get around that first line of pressure. This is something that I'm hoping he improves. And in the first game, I think against Brentford, I think he did a much better job of it. He still at times gave the ball to people in, very kind of tight circumstances, but he went long a lot more often than I was expecting, or than he has done in preseason. And so, that bodes well if he's kind of working out that kind of decision making and looking to go a little bit longer. Runarsson, however his name is pronounced, there's not really much known about him. He's been at the club for some time now, a year since Martin has left, and other than him making a huge error, letting the ball slip through his hands on a pretty tame free kick against Manchester City, there isn't really much else that he's done wrong that I've seen anyway. He has shown that he's actually probably better than Leno with his feet. But Arteta just doesn't seem to fancy him. And, when you look at the players that have been brought in, especially recently, the talent identification, if Arteta says that he doesn't fancy him, then I'm gonna tend to go along with that assessment. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm not sure whether he just needs experience. I watched his highlights video, and his highlights video looks very, very good. When he does things well, he looks like he does things very well. But the question is, obviously, it's a highlights video. How often is that, a reality? Rumor has it that he's going to be going out on transfer. I think there was a team in Turkey that were looking at him. And so, let's see what happens with him. Hopefully, he can get some time away on a loan or something and kind of try to live up to the potential because, there was some hype around him. He's an international goalkeeper. And so, hopefully he can kind of turn it around and go on to have a good career. I don't think that good career will be had at Arsenal, though. Arthur Okonkwo was promoted from the youth ranks this season. Highly rated, nice and tall. Did make an error in the preseason. Wasn't really his fault, I don't think. I think the pass back to him was dreadful. Bounced pretty high, and in a preseason friendly, he could come out and head the ball. But with a striker that's bearing in on him, you're asking him to go head first into someone running at him in a preseason friendly. I don't think it's worth it. So he tried to do what he tried to do. It didn't work out, and a goal was conceded. Other than that, he's shown that he's very, very capable with his feet. He's done a very good job. Makes good saves. Is a good shot stopper. Doesn't really, from what I've seen, use command his box very well. But he's very young. And so very raw. It'll be interesting to see in kind of League Cup games and that kind of thing if he gets some time on the field, if he's able to kind of step up and show what he can do, under pressure, but looking like one for the future. The last of the four goalkeepers that we have is Hein. He's an Estonian international and comes very, very highly rated. At one point, Juventus were after him. Man United offered him a contract, which he rejected, and you've got to love him for that. And has come to Arsenal. There are some questions about his decision making. In a game, an under-23 game against Manchester City, got sent off within 7 minutes, which isn't the best. And so, there's some questions about that, but, he comes very highly rated, made the bench recently, and I think is probably on course to take that third spot if he continues the way he has been in his progression. Again, looks like one for the future. If you've got clubs like Juventus that have been looking at you, if you're already playing as an international, if you've got clubs like Man United who are offering you a contract, then there must be something there. So looking forward to seeing how he develops over the season. As I said, we desperately need a goalkeeper. So who can we bring in? There's rumors of Neto from Barcelona, who we know is good with his feet and is overall a very solid goalkeeper. Is he good enough to challenge Leno for the number one spot? I think so. I think he does everything kind of tidy. I think Leno is probably overall the better goalkeeper in terms of the shot stopping. But Neto will definitely be better with his feet over all ranges, short, medium, and long range passing. I also think he may, be equal with Leno in terms of one-on-one handling. Both players have good hands. The real difference, I think, will be how they are able to kind of manage their box or command their box. Leno doesn't really do a great job with that, and so it'd be interesting to see how Neto does in terms of coming for crosses and that kind of thing. The other big one that we've been linked with is Ramsdale. Ramsdale much better over the longer distances than Leno and has been tested. He's, I think, something like 175 saves in the last two Premier League years where he's been relegated with both clubs. But, that's not his fault. You look at the amount of work he's had to do in those 2 years. He's almost pretty much a seasoned veteran goalkeeper now at the age of 23. Part of the England setup. Does everything pretty well, had one of the higher save percentages, and is very good at commanding his box. So, I feel that he will go on to have a good career. The question is the price. 30 million is too much. 20 million, I'd be pretty happy with. Let's see what happens with the rest of the window. Can't imagine it happening. But Sheffield United will need to bolster other areas of their team, and so they may eventually take the money. Let's see. Onana is another goalkeeper that we've been linked with. He is on a ban at the moment for drug abuses, taking PEDs. He won't be available to play to the end of November. And then he's also away 6 weeks after he returns with the national team, Cameroon national team for AFCON. So he realistically won't be playing until February. Paying money for a keeper that's not going to be here February, I get it, but it doesn't really solve the problem for a second goalkeeper, which we need at the moment. My guess is we will probably look to buy a backup and see if we can keep Onana not committing to anyone until the window closes. At that point, come January, Arsenal can then negotiate a free transfer with him. So the ideal scenario is for Arsenal to bring in a second goalkeeper and then sign Onana on a free. And then, Leno hasn't made up his mind about a contract, hasn't really said he wants to go. He said he's open to whatever because he hasn't had any negotiations started with Arsenal. But, it could be in the best interest of everyone if Leno moves on. Onana comes and takes the first choice goalkeeper position, and then with someone that is highly rated working underneath him and pushing him could work out to our benefit. That's the goalkeeper situation at Arsenal. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, please share, subscribe. There's more coming. If you have any comments, anything you'd like to add to this, any recommendations for goalkeepers, please put them in the comments or come on my social media and we can have a chat there as well. You can find me sensible_gunner on Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thanks for watching. And as always, come on, you Gunners.